Now, I've harped on the Wizards quite a bit over the past couple of years, mainly for their willingness to remain in mediocrity, in between being good enough to contend for a championship or even a play-in seed even, and being horrible enough to be in the top 5 of the lottery. They've been in between those. That's where you don't want to be as an NBA team. And it looks like they're finally embracing one of the polar ends, the bottom of it, by trading away Bradley Beal, signing or opting in and trading away Porzingis, probably not letting Kuzma come back into Washington, and they're finally embracing a rebuild so I can do just that myself. Goodness, man, the Wizards have been one of the more boring teams in the NBA because they wouldn't commit to one direction. Now, with their drafts, they selected Bilal Coulibaly, who kind of has the upside of like a high-level athletic 3-and-D wing. I've heard OG Anunoby type of comparison, so we'll see what we can do with him. They also drafted Tristan Vucevic, who kind of is like a skilled, oversized stretch 4. And of course, in the Chris Paul trade, they got Jordan Poole. So this is pretty much going to be a Jordan Poole Wizards rebuild. He's going to be the focal point. Or actually, no, we cannot win a championship or be a competitive team with Jordan Poole as our best player.
But I think he's definitely going to be a part of the long-term plans for me.
I'm going to get Derek Favors a one-year deal to be our third-string center, and I think that's going to be the most exciting thing we do in free agency. Apologies, but ignore the dude that you see in the bottom right corner. I had to do some post-editing touch-ups because my roommates were blasting the air conditioner at certain points, so. Okay, to start the season, this will be the rotation. Jordan Poole, yeah, that's why I'm here. Year 1 starting lineup was Jordan Poole, Kispert, Avdia, Gallinari, and Gafford. I really just wanted to give Jordan Poole as many touches as possible to test what his ceiling was. Then off the bench we had Trey Jones, Bilal Coulibaly, Monty Morris, Johnny Davis, and Mike Muscala. And we played Favors. I was running an 11-man rotation because I wanted to make sure I got Monty Morris minutes to up his trade value. I also planned on trading DeLon Wright in the middle of the season at the trade deadline to a contender to get a future second-round pick, possibly. I also wanted to make sure Avdia had an adequate amount of touches, and I wanted to emphasize him as a tertiary or secondary playmaker because I think he has a lot of potential there. I also went to double check to see that we had our 2024 first round pick because I knew we were going to be bad, and OKC has our pick. But after double checking, I found out that the Wizards actually have the 2024 first. It's just top 12 protected, and then it would convey to top 10 protected and top 8 protected every subsequent year if that condition or protection was met. And the protection applies to Houston and OKC, but OKC ended up getting the pick because of the Şengün trade in 2021, I believe. And there it is. Okay. At the deadline, 20-35, 14th in the conference. That's to be expected. And that's fine because that means top 5 lottery odds, and all good with that. Let's see how Jordan Poole's doing as the man. 21, 4 assists per game from my point guard. We know Poole's not really a point guard. He's a shoot first point guard, if anything, more of a 2 guard. But he's shooting 52% from the field and 36% from 3. Not horrible. 86% from the line as well. So I'm fine with that from Poole. I don't know why he's only getting 28 minutes when I asked for him to get like 33, but that's whatever. Kispert, 19 a game, 38.5 from 3. That's all I gotta see. He's balling out. Tyus Jones is actually the 3rd leading scorer. Not expected, but 51 from the field, 43 from 3. You would not expect this from Tyus Jones. You would expect the 5.4 assists per game. Avdia, 11-7, 4.5. Love to see that secondary playmaker in the starting line. This has been the surprise. Patrick Baldwin Jr. He's played due to Avdia injuries, Johnny Davis injuries, and Gallo injuries as well. 10 a game, 48 from the field, 45.5 from 3. Coulibaly, haven't really talked about him because he's kind of buried in this scoring pecking order. 8.7 a game, 41% from the field. Gonna look for some development from him on the offensive end because we know He has the defensive tools already. So at the trade deadline, I want to look for some potential Monty Morris trades. Now, this is one of the worst contracts in the league. They already had one in Davis Bertans, but they got off of that in the draft. The Mavericks want to get off another one, this Maxi Kleber contract, $11 million per year for 3 years, and they want to get off this contract 2 years ahead of time, and they'll give me a top 10 protected first in 2026 to do so. Pretty much makes sense, honestly. This is a horrible contract. You're going to have to attach an asset to get off of it, and they get a very good player in return, so getting another asset for the future. I'll take on Furkan Korkmaz for a 2nd round pick. Easy money. Whoa, Trae Young MVP? What the hell? It's quite a season from you, Trae. Chris Paul. Oh my god. How is he in Memphis? I did the Kristaps and Chris Paul and Marcus Smart trades before the rebuild to make sure I had to save where all of those players were on the right team. So he got traded from Golden State. We're going to investigate that. Can we get Koulibaly on an all-rookie team? That is the only question that we care about. Yes! All rookie second teams, Brandon Clark and Luke Kennard for Chris Paul and Reggie Jackson. Okay, so again, ignore the dude in the bottom right. AC came back on. Cavs beat the Pelicans in the finals. Chris Paul sadly retired without a ring. We actually had the 2nd worst record in the entire league. It says Thunder at 2 via Washington, but like I said, that pick in 2024 is top 12 protected. It landed at 5, so it's in the top 12, so we get the pick. I had swapped 2nd round picks in 2025 just so we can get our pick back. Obviously, I had to turn on trade override for that one. Justin Edwards and DJ Wagner were both available for the taking. Thought process behind this: Justin Edwards was the best player available, but DJ Wagner I thought was the best fit because I never had luck in drafting Justin Edwards, and I thought DJ Wagner could possibly be the starting point guard next to Jordan Poole because I wasn't in love with Jordan Poole starting at the point. And at the bare minimum, DJ Wagner would be the backup point guard given Tyus Jones restricted free agency, or just free agency in general. In free agency, we had to deal with Denny's restricted free agency, and I wanted to add a starting caliber power forward next to Gafford and next to Avdia. I was thinking of a power forward that could space the floor, given that Gafford cannot space the floor whatsoever. Found Cam Johnson. We know the man is a marksman, so I sought to sign him on a 3-year deal, and we did just that. I wasn't going to have the bird rights on Tyus Jones, so he was going to be on for brighter pastures. I looked to sign a veteran backup center behind Daniel Gafford, and Kevon Looney was available for the taking. I had quite a bit of money still, so I was able to sign him. But yeah, I had to renounce the rights on Tyus Jones. 2K forced me to renounce the rights on Denny Avdia for some reason, but like I said, I had a lot of cap space, so I didn't even need the bird rights on Denny in order to bring him back. Going into progression, I was hoping for progression from Kispert, Johnny Davis, Koulibaly, and Avdia. Avdia went up by 3, Gafford and Kispert went up 1, Johnny Davis went up by 3, and Koulibaly, he stagnated. I was surprised to see that given that he just completed his rookie season, and that low-key had me worried. Okay, I really need DJ Wagner to be like him because I don't really see another way that this Wizards team can take the next step, to be honest, if he doesn't really develop into something crazy. Starting lineup will be Jordan Poole, Johnny Davis, Avdia, Cam Johnson, and Gafford. Off the bench will be Kispert, kind of like our super sub. We got Kevon Looney, DJ Wagner, Luke Kennard, and TJ McConnell. So instead of TJ McConnell, we're going to play Vucevic 10 minutes a night. And instead of Luke Kennard, we're going to play Koulibaly 18 minutes because he was the number 7 pick. We got to give him playing time. We have to. Okay, hopefully, let's aim for like 36 wins. Goodness, let's aim for like 36 wins. 34 bare minimum. I really don't want to have 50 plus losses as we start out the season very well, 5-1. Hopefully that's a good sign for things to come. Okay, this is very promising. I don't know how we're this good, but I mean, we're above 500, and that's all I can really ask for. Going into the trade deadline at 31-25, 5th in the conference, 11th in power ranking. Let's see what's going on here. Poole, 21, 6 assists per game. That's more in line with what I'm going to be happy with. Only 2 turnovers a game. 49 from the field, 40 from 3. Love to see that. Corey Kispert, primarily off of the bench. He's only started 10 games, but he's played all 56. Dropping 19 a game, 44 from the field, 41 from 3. Love to see that. Johnny Davis as the starting 2 guard now, 14 a game, 47 from the field, 41 from 3. Denny Avdia, 13, 7.5, and 5.5. Efficiency is never going to be the best. He's not a scorer. He's just kind of like a low-key a point forward, like a two-way point forward. Cam Johnson, 12.5, 44% from 3. Daniel Gafford, 11 and 7. DJ Wagner missed a little bit of time, but he's dropped 9, 4.5, 51 from the field, 36.6 from 3. Koulibaly up to 49% from the field, still 8.7 points per game. But he's mainly that defensive athlete off the bench for us. Offensively, we are 10th in the league. Defensively, we are middle of the pack, 15th. Our rating differential is positive, 12th best in the league. There's no reason to trade anybody, to change anything, so we're rolling past the trade deadline. Washington Wizards fans would be ecstatic to see this. Okay, so I don't think we had the best finish to the season. I think we only finished 42 and 40. Ja MVP, Ron Holland Rookie of the Year. Don't see that too often. I don't expect to see any award winners or accolade getters. Oh, I forgot DJ Wagner, all rookie second team, and we finished with the 5th seed. Okay, so we had a pretty average record to end out the season, but it got us the 5th seed in the East. The East was just pretty bad, and we're taking on Miami in the first round. One unfortunate thing though, Kevon Looney got injured. Pretty significant injury. I think he's going to be out for the entirety of the first round, so that's tough. Though we are going down to a 10-man or 9-man rotation for the playoffs. Let's see what Wes Unseld wants to cook up. This is pretty much what I do, but we got to get more center minutes out here. Taking on Miami. Let's see who they got in South Beach. They still got Jimmy Bam and Hero. They do, and they got Raul Neto at the point guard position. I think it's Omaha Billiou at the 4. But Raul Neto is at the point guard position, Jordan Poole. I need you to average 35 points per game this series. I'm going to try anything. He gets swept. Obviously pretty disappointing getting swept. But it is what it is. We are on an upward trajectory. So given that we made the playoffs, the pick was not going to fall in the top 10. So that would go to OKC. Wes Unseld was entering the coaching free agency. Since he brought us to the playoffs for the first time in a while, I thought it would be best to give him a contract extension. This was the free agency of Corey Kispert. He was restricted, though in the meantime I wanted to bring in a veteran point guard, and that was going to be Chris Dunn for me. I gave Kispert a 4-year, $17 million per bag, and another offseason of hoping for a lot of progression from our young guys like Kispert, Johnny Davis, Koulibaly, etc., and DJ Wagner, and we really got it from DJ Wagner. He went up by 4. Avdia went up another 1, and pretty much everybody else under the age of 25 went up 1 overall at the very least for us, so it was a good offseason progression-wise going into next season. Given DJ Wagner's progression and my belief in his ceiling, I thought it would be best to have him enter the starting lineup next to Poole, moving Poole back to his original position of the 2 guard. So Wagner could be the starting point guard for the long term going forward. And now we had a starting lineup of Wagner, Poole, Avdia, Cam Johnson, and Daniel Gafford. Off the bench, we had Kispert, Looney, Johnny Davis, Koulibaly, and Vukcevic. Given that last season was a bright sign for the future, I thought we could make another marginal improvement, and I was hoping for at least 46 wins. Ooh, but this is going to hurt us. Corey Kispert out 2 to 4 months with a broken right ankle. Though we have low-key weathered the storm, Kispert is back, and we are 23 and 14. And another thing to note is that in Kispert's time away, Johnny Davis stepped the fuck up. 16 points per game, 51 from the field, 45.6% from 3. He was big time. Also, I took away Vukcevic's minutes because the man was not hooping. 30% from 3, still has not eclipsed 40% from the field. And I gave the minutes to Patrick Baldwin because damn, this man is hooping. 12 a game, 54.5 from the field, 46.6 from 3 per 36, 25.2 points per game. I might have to find him more minutes, but it's hard because we got a lot of players that we have to play. This team is playing really well, 24 and 14, first in the conference. Shattering all expectations. I thought I'd have to make like a win now trade coming up on the deadline, but as it stands right now, I don't have to. We're first, there's no reason to shake it up. So we're at the trade deadline, 35 and 21st in the conference. Still, it's a good time to look at stats. 20.5 from Poole, 5 assists per game. DJ Wagner, I said I'd need him to take the next step if we were going to be a factor in the playoffs in the Eastern Conference, and he has. 17 a game, 7.6 assists, 53 from the field, 36 from 3. Kispert in 35 games, 16 off the bench. Johnny Davis, 15 off the bench. Our bench scoring tandem on the wings is crazy. Denny Avdia is taking kind of a next step after getting paid. 14.6, 8.5 rebounds, 5.5 assists. Koulibaly, 7.4 points per game, but a career high in assists thus far. His efficiency is still getting better from 3. Love to see that. Offensively, we're the second best offense in the entire league. Defensively, we're top 10. Man, part of me wants to explore like a way to add a star, because as good as we're playing right now, once we get to the playoffs where we're going to be playing nothing but good teams after round 1, I don't know if this team will be able to compete. So part of me wants to make like a win now trade to upgrade the center position. Like, the backcourt is set, Wagner's developing, and Poole is here for the long run. I like Avdia as that secondary, tertiary playmaker now behind Poole and Wagner, but as that main perimeter defender for us. Cam Johnson, I like the floor spacing he adds in the starting lineup. Gafford's good, but if there's anywhere for us to upgrade in the starting lineup, it's in the front court at either the 4 or the 5. Nick Claxton's here. The Nets are mid. D'Angelo Russell's back. Yeah, I think I'm going to go after Nick Claxton. Rebuilding team. I think I'm going to have to say goodbye to Kispert if I want to add Claxton. We're going to try to swap Gafford for Claxton. He only has 3-star trade value, actually, so maybe I don't have to say goodbye to Kispert, because I still have this Maxi Kleber contract. It's an expiring deal, so it's just dead money. It's just a salary filler now. Financially, this makes sense. Thank you, Maxi Kleber. Our pick in this draft and some future seconds that we got from OKC and Phoenix. Welcome, Nick Claxton. That's the upgrade we had to make. I didn't even have to include Corey Kispert. This is the team. Starting 5 exactly the same, but replace Daniel Gafford with Nicholas Claxton. Why I wanted to go after Claxton, he's a better rim protector. Gafford had A- post defense. Claxton has A+. Actually, no, I think I have to sign somebody. And we're going to sign a veteran, whatever veteran wants to come here. We need a 3rd string point, right? What veterans are in the buyout market? There's Drew Holiday. Can't afford him though. Oh, I can spend quite a bit of money. 8.38 mil? I guess because I didn't use my mid-level exception. Here, Dennis Schroeder's here. You fumbled the bag a while ago, so I'll give you a bag right now. Not going to use this money any other time, so I'll give you 8.38 million to just ride the bench, my guy. Damn, Koulibaly breaks his left leg. It's actually good that I kind of replenished our perimeter depth in signing Schroeder, because we lost Koulibaly for a significant amount of time. Contract extension deadline, we'll give Poole an extension. We'll flatline it at 28. And anybody else eligible? No. We're still first in the Eastern Conference, and we finally get our 40th win. It's looking like it's going to be a 50-win season for us. Wait. There it is. 50 wins against Milwaukee. 50-win season for Washington. I don't know the last time that Washington got 50 wins. It had to be in the Beal Wall era, probably 8 years ago or something. Luka gets MVP. DJ Wagner, most improved. Love to see that. We got the 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. We can potentially get revenge on Miami if they win game 1 of the play-in tournament. So let's get into it. Let's shorten the rotation to 9. We're going to take away, either Patrick Baldwin or Koulibaly. Baldwin was really good, man. 23 points per 36. But Koulibaly has that defensive impact that you definitely need in the playoffs. But we have wings in Kispert and Davis, so I don't really need to play Koulibaly. We're going to play Baldwin because we need that power forward off the bench. Come on, give me Miami. Miami doesn't even make the fucking playoffs. They lost both games. Trash. We're taking on Detroit, which is kind of scary at this point of the simulation, taking on Detroit, because they got Caden Ivey, but they did not re-sign Jalen Duren for whatever reason. I guess they really liked Alexej Pokusevski to be their starting 5. They still got Marvin Bagley at the 4. We have a better overall team, but they got the best player on the floor with Cade. But that doesn't mean anything as we win in 5. gentleman sweep, but now we got to take on Cleveland, who's really good in the sim. Unfortunately, Cleveland still had their big four, and they upgraded their only weakness at the 3 position, going from Coro to Jaden McDaniels. We were the higher seed, but that team is godly in 2K, so we lost in 6. It's tough rebuilding Eastern Conference teams because for whatever reason, 2K gives Atlanta plot armor, and of course Cleveland is always a juggernaut. So we took yet another step in the right direction, though I knew we had to make some significant adjustment to compete with the upper echelon of the East. Despite Wes Unsell's oversight of a constantly improving Wizards team, I saw an opportunity to upgrade the head coaching position. I wanted Monty Williams, but he was an assistant somewhere and that team blocked offers for him. The best available guy on the market was Mike Brown, a proven veteran coach in this league, and I thought he would be the right guy to take us to the next level entering year 4 of the rebuild. The draft pick we acquired in the Morris Kleba trade landed us at 27, in which we added a 73 overall power forward along with another one with our own second rounder this offseason. I brought in a veteran third string guard in DeAnthony Melton, brought back Looney, Johnny Davis, and Patrick Baldwin, and I brought in more guard depth with Grand Theft Alvarado. We saw significant progression this offseason with DJ Wagner. He was primed to take yet another marquee leap. I went into this 4th and final year knowing I'd have to make some significant pickup at the trade deadline, whether we were struggling or thriving in the top 3 of the standing. It was all or nothing this year. We actually were having a lot of success for the 2nd year in a row, and that made me hesitant to make a big time move because I grew a tad bit of a connection with this homegrown young batch of talent. We were first in the conference going to the trade deadline, but I knew I'd be foolish to not at least explore some potential upgrades. Checking the midseason stats, Wagner was absolutely balling out, damn near dropping 20 and 10, and Johnny Davis was putting up 20 points per game off the bench as my second leading scorer. Kispert had a significant injury. I turned on automated lineups because at this point I think the coach can handle it, but Kispert had a significant injury. He's been out for 21 games. Still producing. Avdia, 14, 8, and 5. Cam Johnson, 13. Patrick Baldwin, 12 a game and 20 minutes per game. 47% from 3. Goodness. Koulibaly never really developed offensively. He's below 40% from the field. So this trade makes sense financially. Cam Johnson, Patrick Baldwin, and Melton for Kuminga. Isaiah Mobley and Finney Smith as salary fillers, and I will attach this pick. You can get your pick back, Golden State, because you guys are shitty, so you're going to need some long-term future security. In case you are bad, you want to have your own pick. I'll do this trade. Just give me Jonathan Kuminga. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. He's going to be the starting 4. Thank you, Cam Johnson. Thank you, Patrick Baldwin. You're going back to Golden State. Sorry. But now we got Kuminga as the starting 4. What was he putting up? He was putting up 26 a game. He's not going to do that here in Washington, not at all. But he is going to be a factor. He can do a little bit of everything. He can score on all 3 levels. He can defend inside and out. Starting 5 of Wagner, Poole, Avdia, Kuminga, and Claxton. Off the bench, Johnny Davis, Kevon Looney, Koulibaly, Dunn, and DHS. That will be until Kispert comes back from injury. And I got a shit ton of power forwards because of these 2 second-round picks from last season. And I just brought in Isaiah Mobley. Yeah, we're going to make sure you have better positional balance here. Or actually, the Spurs want to give me a lottery-protected pick. I'm fine with that because I'll just sign a vet center in free agency. We're going to keep Burton. I think I'll move Isaiah Mobley to the 5, though. And then I'll actually just sign a veteran backup, not even backup, third-string 2-guard. Dante DiVincenzo. Minimum contract? Hell yeah. Okay, so now we have better positional balance. We got vets. Our starting 5 is really fucking good. Our bench is still solid, and we haven't even gotten Kispert back. We're good to go. Is our system proficiency still 4 stars? It is. Alright, let's go for the chip this season. Best win total of the rebuild, 57 wins. 57 and 25. Luka gets another MVP. Jordan Hawkins is putting up 30 points a game off the bench. How is that even possible? And we get the 1 seed in the East. Atlanta is on ours. Oh my god, it would have been perfect if Atlanta was on Cleveland's side of the bracket instead of ours. So that's low-key scary, but it is what it is. We finished with the 3rd best offense and the third best defense, third best differential. These teams out west are really good, but it looks like the Cavs and the Hawks are not all that. Anyway, let's just take care of business. Stats on the year should be the same. No, actually, no, that's not true because we added Kuminga, who played 83 games on the year. Did not have that big of a statistical drop off from 26 to 24.5. Anyway, we're going down to a 9-man rotation. Looks like we're going into the postseason with an injury to Koulibaly and Avdia, but he can somewhat play through it, but he's going to come off the bench until he's fully healed. Who are we playing in the first round? Orlando. Kind of scary to see Orlando at this point of a rebuild, but they don't even have Paolo. They have Kyrie. They still got Anthony Black and Jett Howard. Is Paolo injured or did he walk? That man is just not here. He's just not in Orlando anymore. They have Jaden Ivey. This is strange. Anyway, we should drop them off no problem. It was kind of scary losing game 1, but we went in 5, and Atlanta got dropped off by the Knicks. They got their revenge on Trae Young finally. They still got RJ and Randall together, 2 players with no right hand. They got Clint Capella at the 5. Buzelis has not developed whatsoever, and they don't have Brunson anymore. We should win this no problem. Yeah, we should. Thank you. Okay, they almost came back a little bit. We win in 6. Made it to the Eastern Conference Finals to take on Cleveland. We knew that was coming. Who's showing out in the playoffs thus far? DJ Wagner, 26 and damn near 11. We're going to round up for him. Kuminga, 21 a game. Kispert, 19. Kispert and Johnny Davis are balling out. Oh, wait. Oh, Poole was injured. That's why they're balling out, because Poole got fucking injured in game 1. He's day-to-day now, but he's been out for the entirety of the playoffs to this point. Okay, but now we got to face Cleveland. Please lose one of your big 4. Like, please, can one of them not be here? They're all there, but they don't have Jaden McDaniels, but they still got Garland, Mitchell, Mobley, and Allen. It's really hard to beat the Cavaliers, man. We take game 1. They split, or they get the split by taking game 2. We take game 3. We take game 4. Please, can we make the finals? I'll be happy if we make the finals, man. Because the Cavaliers are just a juggernaut to go through whenever you're rebuilding an Eastern Conference team. But it looks like we're going to make it through them. Alright, let me not speak too soon. Yes! Thank you. Thank you! NBA Finals bound. Shout out to Jonathan Kuminga, 31 in Game 7. And we're Finals bound, facing the OKC Thunder. We know they're going to be overpowered. They got Shea, Giddey, Ian Jackson. Oh my god, man, this team is absolutely stacked. They just develop so well. That team is godly. OKC in the finals. Let's go, baby. We dropped game 1 by a lot of points. We lose game 2 by 2. Can we please not get swept? Okay, we don't get swept. We had to win that game. We could not go down 3-0. Let's win game 4 and tie it up at 2. Defend home court. And we do just that. 130 to 124. Shout out to Jonathan Kuminga, Kispert. It's 2-2. Pivotal game 5. They're not going to keep it close. We lose game 5. Claxton is down 3 morale points because the man cannot score. That's your own fault, my guy. I damn near want to bench this man. I am going to bench this man because that's crazy. There's no way you should be averaging 4.5 points in the playoffs as athletic as you are. 4 points a game. Are you serious? Doesn't matter though. Let's just get this over with. I think OKC is going to drop us off here. I mean, every home team has won every game. Let's continue the trend and we can push it to a game 7. We're pushing it to a game 7, man, where anything can happen. Anything is possible. But like I said, every game has been won by the home team up to this point. Yes. Oh my god. Oh my god, no way. We did it. I can't believe this. Weird ass free throw meter, but we're gonna win the fucking chip. This is gonna go down as my favorite rebuild of all time because it's not an overpowered team. I had to be patient. There was marginal improvement every year. And the Washington Wizards are your 2020 7 NBA champions.
Like I said, man, favorite rebuild that I've done in recent memory, because this is not an overpowered team by any means. I had to be really patient and just trust the process. There's marginal improvement every season, a small step to greatness every season. What's unsealed laid the foundation, but we had to get Mike Brown his first championship ring in order for us to take that final step of reaching NBA immortality. And DJ Wagner, our number 1 pick, is Finals MVP.